Welcome back, student. So today I will teach you the fourth chapter, that is water from chemistry. So first of all, uh, as we know that water is a universal solvent. So many of the substance can dissolve in water, isn't it? So now the second thing come, what are the basic importance of the water? Say students, water is needed for survive. It is true. Remember, water is the most important substance of our survival. Okay, and roughly 4 by 5th of this earth's surface is covered with water, and it is a major constituent of all the living matter, because all the plants and animals needed water. Suppose our animal bodies, human being, 70% or more than 70% is water. We need minimum 1.5 liter water every day to stay alive. A large part of this water comes from the food that we daily basis eat. Okay, so water plays an important role in a large number of activities carried by us, or you can say that some other important roles water has played. First of all, water is a vital for sustaining the animal and plant life. It is also essential to grow our food crops. Means if the food crops is not there, that means water will not come, because we eat the vegetables. So in vegetables the water is rich, so that water we have take, and other source of the water we also take. Also, for food crops growing, or you can say that the developing of the seeds and the plant bodies, water is much more important thing. So without water nothing will process. As we know that in case of photosynthesis, that time is also water is required. It is essential for our processing of food. Means in case of processing or cooking, that time water is very much important. Okay, this is our daily purpose, but the other purpose is also play a vital role for water, because it is essentials for a very large number of heavy industries, because in industries needed the water. So without water no industry will stay. That time water is important. As well as our transport system, we know that in radiator the water is required. Nowadays another substance is present, that is ethylene glycol is also used. Water is used in a for use for thermoelectric, or you can say that the hydroelectric. So these are the important role play water. Now coming to the points, that is the what are the various resources of water. So students, water occurs in free as well as in combined state. However, most of it occur in free state. In free state, it occurs in solid, liquid and gaseous state. What is free state and what is combined state? Whenever water is present, only water, there is no impurities is present, pure substance or compound form, that is called the free state. Only that substance is present. Also some combined state, it also present. Suppose that your copper sulfate 5H2 in case of water of crystallizations purpose. that time water is there. So that is the combined state. In free state, water is remains in solid, liquid and the gaseous state. We know that in solid state, a large amount of water of fresh water is formed in the form of ice or snow. We have seen the frost, hail, etc. This is the frozen water. So that is the solid state. That means in the form of ice. In liquid state, most of the water is present in oceans. On the land, water is found in the streams, lakes, springs, rivers, ponds, etc. The water found on the land is commonly called the groundwater. Dew is also liquid state of water. Moisture is also the same thing. Now coming to the point, that is, in gaseous state, water is also in the form of vapor, or you can say that simply the water vapor. On condensations of the water vapor changes into the clouds. So these things, as we know earlier, how to make the cloud, the condensations of water vapor changes to not only clouds, some mist and fog also. So these are the form of gaseous state. Liquid state in water, solid state that is ice. In combined state in the form of water of crystallizations. Like example, copper sulfate 5H2O or magnesium sulfate 7H2O, ferrous sulfate 6H2O. So like that. So these are the form of water of crystallizations. Water of crystallization means the formations of the crystals in the water. That is called the water of crystallizations. Okay. Now coming to the point, what are the various classifications of the water? See students, water occurring in nature in the free state is classified into 4 parts. That is rainwater, spring and well water, river water and the sea water. So I will discuss this. So what is basically rainwater? Rainwater, students, is the purest form of the natural occurring free water. It is because it is formed by natural distillations of surface water or sea water by the heat of the sun. We know that in the formations of the rainwater does contain some impurities. At the same time, they also dissolved in oxygen as well as in the carbon dioxide. And as a result of it, whenever the carbon dioxide react with water, that will form the carbonic acid. Yet it is a weak acid, but also it's having some corrosions property or erosions, because it is a little bit acidic, or little bit acidic is a weak acid, but it is a acidic property. So it causing some erosions. Sometimes that is the acid rain happen, and this acid rain is very harmful for environment as well as the crops, forest, building. Okay, so these are the probable reasons or the effects of the rainwater. Now coming to the point, what is spring water and the well water? Basically, a part of rainwater, whenever falling to the ground, sinks in it, and provided the ground is porous, as this water trickles down, it dissolves the mineral salts present in the ground, and this continues till the water reaches another layer. Simply, if I say, if you dig a deep enough, we can generally reach the underground pool, and which is basically or commonly called the well. Normally well water are pure and the impurities are being suspended, and spring water however contains the dissolved salt which are generally beneficiary for our health also. Okay, now coming to the point, that is the river water. All the forms of surface water such as streams, drains, etc. make their way into the rivers, and the river water is most impure water which contains both dissolved and suspended impurities. See this diagram. This is called sewage, and the suspended impurities in water like the clay, fine particles of sand, dead organic matter is present, and the dissolved impurities like that minerals, salts, some of the gases is also present like carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. Now coming to the point, that is the sea water. When the rivers discharge in sea, most of the suspended impurities present in it are deposited at the river mouth and resulting in the formation of delta. Have you seen delta? Okay. The dissolved mineral salts are however carried out into the sea. So sea is the largest source of the natural water, but it is the most impure natural water because many other impurities is present. As we know that, like sodium chloride found in rock salt, and that particular sodium chloride we have taken our daily purpose. If you minutely see, in case of monsoon time, that time if you have opened the lid of that particular salt, it will might be moist or wetted. Why? Because that sodium chloride having some impurities like calcium chloride as well as some magnesium chloride, and that calcium chloride and the magnesium chloride having some hygroscopic nature, or simply if you say that it can accept water molecules, it absorbs the water molecules into it as a result of the sodium chloride in wetted conditions in case of monsoon time, because that time humidity is much more. Okay, so these are the things. So these videos I have closed up to this. Next video I will discuss the remaining part. Thank you.